and welcome back on the Uma Show, the only lifestyle show with a soul. And on this segment, we honor our favorite people or products with the ultimate like. Sure, there are a ton of things we like and in fact love about Dubai and the UAE. But here you will see the things that will make you give the thumbs up for the ultimate like. And our first guest is the man with Midas touch. His design turned damsels into divas. He has designed for me on some of the most iconic moments of my life. Those moments have been immortalized and frozen in time. We've all seen the magic. And now let's meet the man behind it. My first guest is Essa Walla, and I am taking you into his space. Born in India and raised in Sharjah, Essa comes from a close-knit and supportive family who gave him the space to follow his dream. Necessity, they say, is the mother of invention. And it was the necessity of wearing well-fitted clothes that gave Essa a peek into the world of couture. And that is where the dream began. So your clothes are more popular than you. And I'm here to know who is Essa. How did it all begin?
I think it started with school.
School?
Yes. I was not the prettiest crayon in the box. I was very skinny and I needed clothes that fit me, and what they could wear, I could not wear.
Right.
So I had to go to a tailor. You know, It was a real nightmare to alter things. So it started with that. I like the idea of fabrics. I like the idea of making things to make me look a little fatter, more sporty. It was really about that.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a designer?
I just developed this great love for fabrics. And I think that's the initial point of becoming a designer for me.
With a talent that speaks louder than him, Essa has bagged a multitude of awards as Best Designer and Best Regional Designer, which include the Emirates Women Awards in 2005, the Masala Awards in 2010, the Gracia Awards in 2011 and 12, and nominated for Gracia Awards 2013.
I love the idea of fabrics, and I love the idea of making clothes. I love what goes behind it more than all that
you're doing right now.
Yeah, showing.
Right.
But I understand now that
It's a part of it and it's
yes,
important.
and I need to show. I need people to see it. I need people to see me, and I need people to know me because it's part of this game.
So 20 years back, there wasn't any fashion industry here, and you pioneered the industry. Tell us about that time.
There was only haute couture houses.
Right.
And I think maybe 10 just designers in these little villas, or even like in Dera and things like that.
Yeah. So when you started off, how was the reaction? Were you taken seriously?
Taken seriously, I still get asked the question from my mother's friends, Abhi kya karte ho beta? You know? No, I mean, you know, this is serious. I used to do alterations for people because I would need some kind of money. I had no money. No.
So for how long you didn't have any income, and when was the first time when you started actually making money out of fashion?
Maybe about 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
So you had to work really hard for say 8 years before you even started making money.
You know, funnily, Uma, I think I've had to work even harder when I started making money. Because when you have very little, you have little to lose. And then, you know, small customers, shalwar kameezes, trousers, jackets, blouses, necessities. It built to a small clientele. And then, you know, it came to a point where there were retail outlets looking. Sauce started this whole thing. I think everybody knows that the Sauce journey was my big
Right, absolutely.
break, so to speak. You know, it started everything for me.
So in 20 years, the fashion industry has evolved, you have evolved, but your work has a very good mix of Indian and the Arab world. What inspires you?
I feel like I'm confident, so I'm experimental. What happened with experimenting was it paid off again and again and again. So the confidence has built to a total different level. I design with my gut instinct. Now that again just comes on a daily basis.
But it's also quite magical the way your designing process starts. I remember every time I call you for an event, your first question is, how are you feeling nowadays? It's so strange that you ask me that, and then according to my mood, you design for that event. I find it amazing that you want to know about the woman, what she's going through at that time, and you design the perfect outfit.
Maybe I'm a thinking woman's designer. Maybe I'm a person with, who likes words. Your words could give me colors. Your words could give me shapes. And all women want 3 things. They want to look taller.
Okay.
They want to look thinner. And they want to look beautiful. If you can give them these 3 things, there is not a woman who will tell you, no, I don't want those 3 things.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So now you've dressed women of all nationalities, but they all fit into the character of dress so well. So where does that come from?
It's multicultural. You see, if you're raised in the UAE, you are used to it. If you've grown up in a multicultural school, if you speak languages, and things are universal. You see, fashion is now global, huh? It's democratic. So I think that fashion has transcended everything, and it has seeped into our real modern culture.
Who is your muse?
Oh, I don't have a muse. If I mentioned a name, I would upset the others, because I lie to some of them. I tell them, you're my muse. But
You've never told me that, actually.
see, then maybe you are my muse and I keep it a secret. I lie to the others. You are the one I come home to.
That.
Issa is not seen very often giving interviews, and in fact this is his very first TV interview, which makes it all the special and memorable.
I'm sure you're influenced somewhere by Indian fashion, Indian history, Indian culture, Indian fabrics.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's such a rich and beautiful culture. And I love the sari. That's what they should wear.
Indian women look the best in saris.
100%. If you ask me about Suraya, or Geeta Bali, or, people almost from a forgotten era, but wouldn't it be cool for Madhubala to be Instagramming and tweeting?
I know.
Or Rita Hayworth, or
Wow.
or anybody, the great legends. I love black and white movies.
"20 years of journey. Are you content? Are you happy?"
I'm very content. I'm very ambitious, but I'm not ruthless. I'm ambitious.
10 years down the line, where do we see Issa? Do you plan? No.
No. There is not an ounce of greed for more. There is an ambition to do better and better and better and more focused.
What's your biggest fear?
Losing my loved ones.
Would you like to give any message to people who are just starting off in this industry, who come from other countries or who are born and raised here and are looking for some inspiration? What message would you give out?
One simple thing, there is no shortcuts. Even if you are born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you will not succeed as a designer just because of that. But if you don't have a talent, and if you don't have the perseverance of learning and honing your skills, you will never get anywhere, really. I mean, the only message I would give someone is don't do it for the wrong reasons. If you think this is going to be, one big fantastic ride where you wake up in the morning and throw chiffon in the air and, everything will just, no. No.
Work hard. Follow your passion, but you have to work hard for it.
Issa's message to aspiring artists is real, heartfelt and universal.
Isa, it was so interesting talking to you. Thank you so much for spending so much time with me, really.
My pleasure.
And I have a little surprise for you.
Oh, I like surprises.
Really? You do?
No, I like shocks.
Yes, I'll shock you.
Shock me.
But it's such a great pleasure for me to tell you that you're the first chosen one to get my ultimate like.
Thank you so much. This is very special.
I'm eternally inspired by a person with a vision and passion. Isa has all of that, and not to forget loads of creative energy. I'm grateful for having Isa in my life and always wish him continued success. And that brings us to the end of our very first episode of The Uma Show. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed putting it all together for you. Please keep your comments and suggestions rolling in as always. I'll be back in a week. Till then, keep smiling, keep believing in your dreams, and keep living the ultimate life. This is Uma signing off.